everybody, Tim Norris here, aka GreyElephant.
And Carmen Norris.
And welcome to a Kickstarter preview of Forge Wars,
where you're forging weapons,
equipping adventurers,
and completing quests.
Now we're going to go through the first 3 rounds of the game to show you how it plays in real time. Then from there we're going to skip ahead to the in-game scoring to show you how that works as well. Okay, so we've got the game all set up here, and just real quick, Carmen and I both, which we've already done this, we're both dealt 4 wealth cards, okay? And each one of these wealth cards is different, and they give you different starting resources. You choose 2 of them, discard the other 2, and then that's what you're going to start out with. And in my case, I was able to get a couple of copper, level up one of my heroes, and got a 9 total money to start. And Carmen got an extra hero, 2 iron. Now keep in mind this is a prototype, so a lot of the components you're seeing, they will be changed. Also already placed all of our overseers in the mine area. Now if you can see this line right here, it goes around like that, and that means in a 2-player game we play within that border, so we will never venture up around this area of the game board in the mine area. I am first player, and one thing to note, in the first round of the game, we do not actually move any of our overseers. That happens in the second round and following. We have a total of 7 rounds because we're just going to play the simple game. If we were going to play the epic game, we could go to round 2 and of round 3, but that takes probably almost, I'd say, an hour and a half, almost 2 hours just for the 2 of us to get through. So we're not doing that. We're just going to go through the simple game. So what we're going to do is that the first phase of the game would be the mine phase, and we're not doing that in the first round. Next, we would go into the market phase. So what ends up happening is, because I'm first player, I could take my little token here, and I can place it here, which would, in a 2-player game, that would, you know, block Carmen off, and I would have my choice of one of these 4 cards here. In this little area here, it would allow me to advance up on a quest, which that will make more sense when we start getting quests. This area here, and anybody, all of us can go here. This is an open space. This here, only one person can go, and you would get this fabulous weapon here, but you'd have to pay for it, and given the fact we're playing the simple game, you're going to pay the cost that's in these green circles, not in the big bright yellow areas. So in this case, this wood chopper here, instead of costing 5 gold, it would cost 4. In this location here, it would allow us to place and get the prints for any of these weapons that are down here. Now, if you already noticed, I've already got my black marker on 3 of them. Carmen's got her yellow marker on 2 of them. So these are the type of weapons we can craft for being able to equip our heroes when they go on their quests. So anyways, placing here would allow you then to basically obtain the print. Placing here would allow you to be able to get another adventurer that you could add to your party, and you can also level them up. And given the fact we're playing the simple game, it would cost us 4 money to be able to obtain the adventurer, and then it would cost us however money it is for depending on their level. So if they're level 1, we want to make them to a level 2, it would cost us 1 gold. To go from level 2 to level 3, it would cost us 2 gold. So there you go. So that's all the actions we could do. So given the fact I am first player, I'm going to place on one of these, and there's a lot of neat cards here. For instance, the market stall would allow us to convert green gems into copper. The iron surplus here would allow us just to gain 1 plus iron. The move worker says that you'd be able to move a worker in the mine here of anybody's.
We don't have any workers in the mine,
right,
so it
that
doesn't
would be
help
beneficial.
us this turn.
But then I like this one here called Adventurer Savvy, and it says when you rush a quest, you can move the quest forward 1 additional step. That's pretty darn powerful. I like that. So I think I'm going to place here right off the bat. I'm going to pay my 2 money, and I'm going to obtain this card and place it in front of me. Now, that will lock Carmen out, so she will not be able to place here in the market. So she can either place here, which she's got no quest. She can place here to try to purchase that, place here to try to obtain a print, place here to be able to get another hero, and also level up.
I'm going to go here and get this print. And you only get 1 action in the market, so you have a big decision to make, whether to reach for your short-term goals or your long-term goals.
And only she now can use that one. So, alright, so now we would go up into the quests here. Now, we've got 1, 2, 3 different branches of the quest. And if you notice, there's a 0 here, which means we can obtain these quests and it costs us 0 money. These quests here would cost 1 coin to be able to obtain, and then these quests here would cost 2 coin. I don't know. I mean, I do have this spear, so I mean, I probably could go ahead and grab this, but I don't have any... Or I do. I could actually try to put somebody in there, but it's only a 1 power. So, let's see. I'm going to grab these Rats in the Cellar quest here, and that cost me 0 money. And I'm going to place that face up here in front of me, and I'm going to take immediately one of my little quest markers. I'm going to place it directly on the one on the very left side of the side of the card to show that I have obtained the card. It is now in front of me, and now I will have the capacity of starting to place heroes on. But first, I'll allow Carmen to choose hers.
Okay, that requires...
It's important to always keep at least one piece of gold on hand at all times, because especially in a 3 or 4 player game, you could get locked out of being able to obtain a quest too. And then we'll explain how these quests work here in just a second.
I don't have a weapon that I can put on anything now because you took the 1, and that's the only thing I would be able to craft. So I'm thinking I'll just pass.
Okay, so Carmen has decided to pass. So in a 2-player game, you would get rid of the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd cards. So these 2 cards are going to go away. They're going to be discarded here. These cards are going to slide down. This one go up there. And then 3 new cards would be drawn. Like that. All of these market cards will go away. And new ones would be turned up on each stack. Okay? So, now let's go into my actual quest. So, what this is showing is that my yellow marker here is on a green 1. So, the 1 signifies the power that my adventurer has to have when he goes into this cellar to get rid of these rats. So, what I can do is I can take one of my level 1 adventurers and I can equip him with a weapon to be able to go there and try to fight these rats. So, I'm going to equip him with a copper dagger. Now, if you look at the copper dagger, it's got the name of what it is up at the top. Then it says level 1, which that means that a level 1 hero can possess this dagger and use this dagger. There's other levels, for instance, like the copper spear, and it'll say level 2, so my level 1 hero would not be able to use a copper spear. Then below that, it shows like a piece of metal, which is a copper. So what I would do is I would take my piece of copper and I would put it right there next to my hero to show that he has a copper dagger equipped. And it says then a number 1 in like a shield area. What that means is that the copper dagger provides 1 power. Well, that's all I need for this. So because I have equipped him with that, I move my block forward 1 time and to advance it, so then on the end of the next round, I will then be able to complete this. So, that would be the end of that. And so now we would advance our round marker up 1, and now we go into the mine phase. So, because I am still first player, I would take one of my overseers, and I'm going to move them someplace.
You're not still first player.
Oh, is it because...
Okay. Whoever has the least amount of workers goes first. If it's a tie, you automatically switch.
Sorry, that was my fault. So Carmen will actually go first. So therefore, she will move one of her overseers, and now she's going to be able to try to obtain the metal she needs to be able to craft the weapons.
So I'm going to move my overseer, which is going to leave a worker from the spot that he moved from, and I get the metal, which is an emerald, from that spot.
Okay. So now what I will do is I will move this guy from this spot and I will go from here to there. So what that'll do is I leave one of my workers there, but then I jumped her worker, so he actually will turn into my worker. So I've actually obtained a black and a green metal, and I will put both of those in front of me.
You only obtain the metals when you generate workers. These workers are not going to give Tim any more supplies next round unless I jump them, then they'll give me something.
Right, yep.
Okay.
So now Carmen has the option of moving one more overseer in the mine if she wishes. If she does, she loses initiative though.
I think that looks like a pretty good deal. I could get another
green.
Another green or another black.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll jump that.
Okay.
Which is going to generate a copper and an emerald.
That's exactly right. Okay, so now that we're done with that, turn order now will reverse again, and now I will be first, and she should have taken hers. I should have taken mine. Oops. All right, so now we will fix these up a little bit real quick.
Since market cards go away at the end of each round, this makes your decision in the market even more important. This might be your only shot at this.
Level 2, 1 adventure in your supply. I like this one here where I could get copper kind of easy. This will just give me copper. Seller savvy, +1 money when you sell a resource to the merchant. Now that's really good too.
That is really nice.
And then the green stinger, which says it would be a green, and that's a power of 5. That's really good too.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to buy myself an additional adventurer. So I will grab a venturer. He'll be a level 1, and that would cost me 4 money. And then I am going to level up that adventurer as well to make him a level 2.
I need to look at this quest and see if I can do that before I decide what I'm doing in the market.
Now, some quests are going to require that you have a certain type of weapon.
Right, that's what I'm looking at. This has an axe on the number 8, but it's hard to see unless you hold it up close, so that requires an axe.
So you have to have an axe weapon. Now, all of your adventures don't have to have the axe, but if you don't have the axe, the difficulty of the quest is increased by 3. So instead of this being an 8, it would actually be an 11. So you still can defeat it without the axe. It just is more difficult to be able to do.
Right. I'm trying to decide whether I want this iron sword, which comes in handy a lot during the game, or if I want the Seller's Savvy, which is really...
The Seller's Savvy is a darn good card.
It is. I'm going to go for
3
that.
money. And that would cost you all your money. So, alright, so now we're done with that. So we'll go back up here and we're both going to select. Don't bite off more than you can chew when it comes to these quests. And what I mean by that is, pay very close attention. Does it need a certain type of weapon to be able to complete it? How many adventurers are you going to have to commit to that quest before it's done? How many legs or how many steps is it going to have to go through before it's finished? What type of rewards is it going to give you? Are you going to be stuck on this for 5 or 6 rounds while your opponent is turning out a bunch of easier quests and getting more gold than you? You have to select your quest very carefully or it can put you behind.
I'm going to have to obtain a weapon that is a power of 3 in order to successfully do the first stage here, which is where you place your cube. So wherever your cube is, that's what you've got to do. So I've got to get a power of 3.
So real quick as well, my guy here who is battling rats in the cellar, because this we are now in the quest, this will move forward one more time, which means that I have now completed the Rats in the Cellar quest. So this marker is going to be removed. This hero will be leveled up to a level 2. Mind you, all these are prototypes. You're not actually going to be dealing with these little sticks in the real game, so just keep that in mind. The weapon that he had is going to go away, and now I'm going to get the reward, which would be 2 money and 4 victory points, which we forgot to put our little marker up there. You need to put yours up there too. And then I'll just set that aside.
Unfortunately, I miscalculated because in order to use my wood chopper, I need a level 3 adventurer, and I don't have one.
Okay, so you're not going to be able to start on that quest then. So that quest can still just sit there in front of her.
I would have been able to start on the quest. Initiative in the market can be really important. If Tim hadn't taken that upgrade adventurer spot, I could have equipped my axe.
For you. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
I didn't realize my merchant and all this isn't in camera.
Okay, so now mine here too with the arena games, it requires 4 for me to be able to, start on this one. And unfortunately, I don't have enough material here to be able to do that. So unfortunately, I can't start on mine either. So that would then advance. We are now in round 3, and we go back into the mines. So I now, if I wanted to, now one thing I should have noted was that when you go into the market, you also, each of us has a merchant card. And if you notice, it'll have like buy, sell, and it's got all the metals. Buy, that's how much it costs to buy the metal. Sell, that's how much it costs to sell. Or that's how much you get when you sell. So you can visit the market one time to buy one thing and sell one thing. So what she got was the merchant, like there was the one that said like merchant savvy. That would allow you, I believe, this would allow you, this card here, buyer savvy, to do it more than once.
Mine is seller savvy.
Yeah. Okay. So I move first. So I am going to move from. Where I am? Okay, so I'm not crazy about any of my options here, to be honest with you. But I'm going to go from here to here. So that would give me a copper and a green one, because I would replace that and that. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, let's see. I'm going to need a black one. Wish I could get 2 black ones, but that's not going to happen. So... this.
So that'll give you a copper and a black.
Copper and an iron.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so if I wanted to, I could move one more time, And I am going to, and I'm going to move... Man, I'd like to get the 2 coppers. If I can move from here to here, they give me 2 black. If I try to make that sword. So I'm going to just go from here to here, and that then will give me a copper and a black, iron, and I'll put those in front of me. But that does change turn order. So, Carmen, that means you go first in the
yes.
market.
Because I need to do this. Well, actually, I was going to be able to do that anyway. It's an open spot. But I'm going to have to make the, get the plans for the iron sword.
Yep, I was going to do the exact same thing.
That.
So I did the same thing. So we both placed here, which means we're both going to start being able to craft the iron sword that's down here, which cost us both 2 money to be able to do that. So, all right.
Oh, I didn't have money.
Well, then
now
you can't craft that thing.
No, I'll sell.
Oh, you could have sold though.
I'll sell an emerald, which is worth 2 money.
Now that you mentioned that, I will also sell an emerald just for the money.
And I'm going to mark my merchant card to show that I've sold something. So.
All right, so now we go back up to the quest. So Carmen, you can obtain your quest first, and then I go.
Let's see. Vampire bats in the belfry requires a spear, which I don't have, right?
No, you don't have spears yet.
Quell the tavern brawl does not require a spear or anything.
Okay,
so
I'll
set
it there. All right. So I do have the spear, but I'm not crazy about this. But I'll take it anyways. So I'll place it there. This one will go away because I don't want to spend any money on a quest right now. Don't have enough cash. Okay, so these will come down. Okay. This will slide forward, and then these will go away.
Wow, I am running out of time.
Yeah, the simple game actually goes pretty fast, especially when you're not explaining it on top of that. I mean, it goes real quick for Carmen and I now. Okay, so these will flip up. All right, so now we will see if we can try to get our quests moving here. So what I'll do is I'm going to take, now this level 1 hero can't equip this iron sword. So I'm going to take actually I'm going to take this level 2 guy anyways. And I'm going to put him on this arena games, and I'm going to put the iron sword with him. So that would give me a power of 3 to be able to accomplish this. Well, I need a 4 power. So what I'm going to need to do now is equip also the dagger. And I'm going to use another level 2 guy, and I'm going to put a dagger with him. And now I have done that, so that will advance forward 1 space.
Okay, I'm going to put my level 1 guy with an iron sword. That is a power of 3. And then on this one, I need a power of 2, so I'm going to put a level 1 guy with a copper sword. And now that they're resolved, I can move both of them up.
Nice.
There we go.
All right. So then that would finish that, and so now we would go back into the phase here where we move our overseers. All right. So now that you've gotten a good feel for how the game works, we are going to skip ahead to the conclusion to show you how the in-game scoring works and also show you who won. What happens at the end of the game? You are going to get victory points bonuses that are listed on the bottom of each one of the cards. So for instance, this Forest Warden card would give me 4 additional victory points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This Adventure Savvy gives me 2. 1, 2. This Green Stinger gives me 3. 1, 2, 3. Then you are also going to get additional points for any of these that are out here. So I've got 1, 2 additional. And Carmen, how about your weapons and cards? We'll do that first.
Okay, I've got a 3, 4, 5. 9? I'm sorry. You did 5? And then you did 9? Is that what you did? No. 6, you're okay.
Okay.
Did you do 5?
I did 5. And then you said 9.
Now you do 8, because these 2 are 8.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Somehow messed up because you was shooting out numbers.
I was adding them.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so that's all these and everything, right?
The bonus
Nope,
points.
I was just make sure you got all these.
Yes,
as well.
all of the weapons and cards, yes.
So now, you will get 1 victory point for each adventure that you have. How many you got?
5.
2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to get 2 victory points for each level 3 weapon I have. So I have two of those. So that'll give me 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to get 1 victory point for each level 2 or level 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4 more points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we are also going to get victory points on our little heroes. So if it's a level 1 hero, you get 1 point. If it's a level 4 hero, you get 5 points because you get 1 additional point for him being so powerful. So for instance, this guy would be 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points for me. So 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. You?
13.
Okay, so I'll put you at 67. And we turn in all of our extra resources, get the money for them. So that would have been a total of 5 money for me. Or I'm sorry, 6 money, I think, right? How much does it sell for a black one?
It's 5 money.
5 money. And you get 1 victory point for each 5 money. So that'll put me at 75.
Look at that. I'm 1 short, so I don't get any victory points for
So that is the game. So I got you 75 to 67.
Congratulations. Good game.
All right, so that is Forge Wars. And Carmen?
Well, my first thought is that it reminds me of Lords of Waterdeep. But with Lords of Waterdeep, I really have the feeling that I'm just collecting cubes and then putting them on a quest card. This is a lot more thematic. You're forging weapons and upgrading adventurers, so I just feel like I really get into this game more.
Okay, well that's an interesting thought that it's kind of like the Lords of Waterdeep because, yeah, I mean, it feels very vanilla with Lords of Waterdeep where this one is a bit more deeper, thematic, and has more complexity to it.
Right.
And speaking of complexity, we have played the Epic variant or version of the game where you'll actually go through all 3 levels. So you have like the whole Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3. Wow, I mean, that took us an hour and a half, almost 2 hours to be able to finish just for the 2 of us. But a much deeper, more complex game. What you're able to do with that is that you can not only try to build up for the long term, but at the same time you're able to gain a lot more heroes and upgrade your heroes in a different way.
I love upgrading the heroes. I really think I would like to do that on simple games too, because they get attributes that you can use that will help you complete quests, such as they already have a different weapon type, or they have more power, they get more gold, or more victory points per quest. So it's really cool to upgrade them. Yeah,
and I think it is too. And plus, in the Epic game, you're able to take on a lot more quests, and you could have like 5 quests going at the exact same time,
right,
and have like, 3 of them actually active with heroes on them, fighting, and trying to get through them, and then you're having to try to decide, okay, so this one's going to level up to this leg, so I'm going to have to try to get this hero, and I'm going to have to try to equip this weapon. Oh, goodness, I'm going to have to buy another hero this next round, otherwise I'm not going to have enough of them. So there's a lot more decisions in the Epic game. Not to say that this one's not enjoyable as the simple game, it's just that in the Epic game, it becomes just that. It's a lot more epic.
Right, it has a lot more complexity. I find myself not being able to complete quests more often in the Epic game.
And having to take the consolation prize.
Exactly. and I really enjoy upgrading the adventurers because they get names like Charming and Relentless, and I just think it brings you that much more into the theme.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video, and this game is currently on Kickstarter, and you can follow this link right here, bing, bing, and that'll take you directly to it. So if you like what you see, go ahead and go pledge. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Griffin Gaming, from new releases to pre-orders. Griffin Gaming. Enter in promo code GreyElephant for 5% off your order.